Thank you, Tony. A couple of questions. There's a news report from the Yazoo City Federal Correctional Complex in Mississippi that former U.S. Border Patrol agent Ignacio Ramos has been attacked by 5 illegal alien inmates and severely beaten. My question, what is the President's reaction to this since he refused thousands of requests to pardon this man?
Well, first I would be careful, even though your own publication was responsible for that report. Here's a statement from Charles Smith.
Are you saying they were the only one?
Here's a statement from Charles Smith, who represents the institution, and here's their report. On February 3rd, 2007, at approximately 10:15 p.m., inmate Ignacio Ramos, an inmate incarcerated at the Federal Correctional Complex, Yazoo City, Mississippi, reported to staff that he had been assaulted. Mr. Ramos was evaluated by medical staff at the institution, who determined he had sustained some bruises and abrasions. The injuries sustained were minor in nature. Inmate Ramos was subsequently placed in the Special Housing Unit pending a thorough investigation of the incident. He will remain in the Special Housing Unit until the conclusion of this investigation. No further information is available at this time.
Good answer.
That was a predictable question.
A couple of follow-ups. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram quotes President Bush on Fox TV network as saying that he is bound by strict federal guidelines on pardons and cannot immediately grant a pardon to Border Patrol agents Ramos and Compean because, quote, there is a series of steps that are analyzed in order for the Justice Department to make a recommendation as to whether or not a president grants a pardon, end of quote, from the president. Was this series of analyzed steps followed when President Jerry Ford pardoned President Nixon, even before he was tried, and when President Carter pardoned all those draft resistors?
You know, that is one of the most preposterous comparisons I've ever heard, but having said that, let me just, what you're asking is, should the President waive standard procedures in this case? And the answer is no. We want to be careful about issuing pardons, and we're trying to be careful about the facts, which is why the Department of Justice is in the process of trying to get full transcripts of the trial of agents Compean and Ramos, so you and everybody else who are willing to ask questions about this will be armed with facts.
Page 1 of the Washington Times quotes...
This is part 3 of the two-part question.
Yes.
This is the last one.
That's right, isn't it?
Thank you.
Forever? Yes. Thank you. Page 1 of the Washington Times quotes Texas Republican Congressman Ted Poe, who deplored the conviction of Texas Deputy Sheriff Guillermo Hernandez, who fired shots at a fleeing vehicle with illegal aliens, saying, this is another example of how the federal government is more concerned about people who are illegally invading America than it is about the men who protect America. And my question, does the President believe that Texas Republican Poe and other Republican congressmen and hundreds of thousands of petition signers on this issue are all wrong?
You have just conflated two entirely different stories, Les, and I want to congratulate you for it. I think what the President has done is spent more money on border security than any president in American history. And there have been more...
The wall, why isn't the wall in the budget?
It is. It's a fence, and it is in the budget. Sorry.
The report is that it's...
No, the report is about how much can be afforded, and that is a fiscal question, and